So, in my channel's description, I stated that I wanted this to be a space where I discuss not only my love for football, but also discuss movies as well. And in that vein, I am deciding to make a video about movies. And, well, my first video about movies. And hopefully, this will be the start of a new series called Watch Me Watch 100 Movies, in which I'll attempt to watch 100 movies that I've never seen before within the calendar year of 2025. So, the first movie I watched this year is Disney's Mufasa the Lion King, which is Disney's newest movie in a long line of live-action remakes. 22 now, to be exact. That's an insane number. And to be honest, spoiler alert, it wasn't terrible. I went in with extremely low expectations. I've intentionally boycotted the mouse for pretty much my entire adult life, and the recent wave of reboots, sequels, and prequels hasn't done much to bring me back into the fold. This movie definitely has not done that either, but there were several things that I liked about it. First of which, the music. Firstly, for the most part, I enjoyed the songs. The songs in musicals always have a very distinct lyrical tone and flow to them, which I don't usually like, but in this movie, I didn't mind. I've always wanted a brother, which TikTok has beaten to death, and I Know It's You captured a similar magic to songs like I Just Can't Wait to Be King and Can You Feel the Love Tonight. The singers and songwriters really did a great job in not only using the songs to carry the story forward, but also to envelop the audience in an atmosphere of whimsy and wonder, which I believe is the whole point of the songs in a musical. My favorite song, though, has to be Bye Bye, simply because they got Mads Mikkelsen, just like this guy, who voices the main villain, Kyros, to actually sing, and off that fact alone, I think it deserves a Grammy. Speaking of the voices, though, the voice acting in this movie was a real plus for me as well. All the casting choices felt spot on, and the actors really delivered throughout the film. Aaron Pierre as Mufasa, don't stop, was a real standout for me. I also really enjoyed John Canu's performance as Rafiki. Special shout out to Keith David as Masego, mostly because I couldn't tell it was him for the longest time. Even after so many years in the business, the fact that he's still able to show such range is unbelievable. Try as they might, the song and the actors could not save some of the writing of this movie. Don't get me wrong, I like the story. The character arc of Mufasa and Taka and Mufasa felt relevant to how their characters were presented in the original Disney feature film. The progression of how they became who they were felt deserved and was actually well fleshed out. But the dialogue, oh my word, I literally could not bear it at points, especially when Pumbaa and Timon were on screen. Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen are obviously talented comedians in their own rights, but in this movie, they were impossibly annoying. Once they were in the scene, they literally would not shut up until the scene was over, rambling about absolutely nothing. It literally felt like I was watching a brainwave compilation on 2x speed whenever they were on. Also, they just weren't funny at all. I've never seen the comic relief characters in a movie shoot 0% from the field. Not one single hit in this almost 2-hour movie. Rafiki, who's supposed to be the wise, guiding presence in the story, made me laugh way more than the comic relief characters. The dialogue was just a miss for 90% of the movie. It felt like the characters were saying the lines at the audience instead of to each other. It made the movie really cringy and unbearable at times. I can forgive them slightly though, considering this is a movie primarily targeted towards children. And having simpler, more easy to follow dialogue makes it easier for them to follow, but man, they dumbed this script down so much. Pacing was also a problem for me. They seem to kind of just jump from one plot beat to the next, almost instantaneously, with the occasional musical break. If you miss more than 2 minutes of the movie before the third act, and only with the characters be in a completely different place, but they'll be talking about something completely new as well. Also, this might be me being a little pedantic, but it made no sense how curious, and the other lions would just show up randomly just to chase the group and add stakes to the story. Despite escaping and leaving them behind in situations where they should be nowhere close to catching them, they somehow are always one step behind them just in time to chase after them and create suspense in the scene. This felt very contrived and kind of took me out of the movie. In closing, it's not the worst movie I've seen. I would definitely recommend it if you are a child, have children, or are a fan of musicals. It does what it does well and doesn't really aspire to accomplish much more. In terms of modern Disney Chat GPT schlock, it actually has heart and told a decent, if not somewhat, predictable story. So that concludes the video for today. My first movie video ever, and hopefully first in a series. Don't hold me to this bigger series, but I will be watching 100 movies this year. Will I be making a video on all 100 of them? That will come up within this year. We'll see. But the next movie on the list is The Substance, which was you'll see the review, but that was something else. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, and see ya.
It's a collector's item!